So this is the third version of this breathing practice, and you'll see I've got a chair. I've got a blanket on the chair. I'm going to put our legs up on the chair, and as you arrange yourself, what you want to make sure of is that your knee crease comes right up against the edge of the chair. So this is not an ideal chair. I've got lovely yoga chairs in the river room, but this will do for now. And you want your thighs to be vertical. And you may want to place a folded up blanket underneath your lower back. That would be fine. If you've got much longer legs than me and your knees, your forelegs aren't resting naturally on the chair, you could place something so that they do. But the point is here is a really nice right angle. And come to making yourself comfortable. This is a really great pose anyway, whether you come into a special breathing practice or not. It's fantastic restoration. A pose for restoration. It's a version of Viparita Karani, the Great Rejuvenator. And you could take your hands over your lower ribs again here. And take a few moments to simply settle into the body. So you can feel the weight of your legs on the chair and really allow them to become heavier. So the chair is really holding the full weight of your lower legs. And then this position also can make us feel really heavy in the sacrum, the slab of bone at the back of your pelvis. Really feel it dropping into the surface beneath you, really heavy. And then follow up the rest of the torso, the back of the ribs, shoulders, upper arms, and the head really heavy. Let gravity have you. Let the floor have you. And come into the feeling of a natural breath. Just feeling the air in your nostrils, the softness of the skin of your face. Your tongue soft and relaxed, not pressing up into the roof of your mouth. And almost a sense of unhinging your jaws. And your eyes resting back into your eye sockets. And then bringing your attention to this lower band between the navel and the solar plexus, feeling your palms pressing on your very lower floating ribs. And coming into this breath into the lower section of the lungs, directing the next breath in down. Maybe pausing a little at the top of that breath in and then breathing out. And continuing like this, remembering to breathe to the front, to the sides and to the back. And when you come to the end of an exhalation, also pausing a moment. So you're not in a hurry to interrupt that pause, but allowing the inhalation to flow naturally in when you're ready. And you can continue like this, or you might like to add a count now to this breath. And the ratio and I will give you the ratio, but the numbers you give to the ratio will depend on you. Seeing what it feels like to breathe in for a count of 4. Pausing and counting out for 4. So it's the same breath in and the same breath out, same count. So equalizing the inhalation and the exhalation. Next time you come to the top of an inhalation, you pause and count to 2. Allow the breath out for a count of 4. And at the bottom of the exhalation, pause for a count of 2. So you continue like this with this ratio of 4 to 2, or 2 to 1, depending on 6 to 3, depending on your feeling of comfort with the breath. We've come into a 4-part breath where the pauses are as important, if not more important, as the movement of the breath. And it's possible that with time you begin to increase the length of the count. Making sure that the pause is half the length of the count of the move in and move out of the breath. And with as little disturbance as possible, taking the backs of your hands up to the side of the ribs, a little bit of pressure here. And coming into this midsection breathing, and you can come straight into the count if that's comfortable for you, or first of all feeling your way, and then once you feel comfortable breathing in all directions, front, sides and back, then come to counting the inhalation, pausing for half that count, counting the exhalation and pausing half that count. Not forcing anything. And then when you're ready, taking your fingertips up to the collarbones. Aware of this section, very top section from the center of your chest right up to the collarbones and shoulders. Arms resting on the floor. And feeling your way into this top section of the lungs, front, back, sides, armpits. And adding the count as soon as it feels right for you. And it may be that you count in a lot less for this top section. And at the end of the next exhalation, sliding your hands down either to the lower ribs or onto the lower belly, or even by your sides, it doesn't matter. And taking a normal breath out, natural breath in and out, feeling the air in your nostrils, feeling the whole body. And when you're ready, we'll come to the full yogic breath. So forget the count for now, just come into feeling that you're filling this balloon from the bottom section all the way up to the top in all dimensions, a wave of full breath. And remembering you're breathing into the front of the body in all three sections, into the sides and into the back and all the way out again. Feeling this wave as you fill and this wave as you empty. And then when you're ready, coming to your count. So maybe the count is 4 or 6 or less. And don't worry about the pauses for now. Come into equalizing the inhalation and the exhalation. We'll bring the pause in after a while. So the count is comfortable for you. And then beginning to bring in the pause. So at the top of the inhalation, pausing for half the count. But the exhalation is going to be a little bit longer. I'm going to leave that to you. The exhalation could be just a little bit longer than the pause at the top of the inhalation. And you can also come into actually lengthening the exhalation itself. So I'm talking about lengthening the exhalation, watching it dissolve away into a slightly longer pause. And if the numbers just don't work for you, just breathing in as you feel comfortable, pausing, And then coming to that long wave of an exhalation and making it linger, feeling the dissolve of the out-breath. And after a while, you may find that your exhalation becomes longer and longer, the pause a bit longer. So you really become quite curious, quite interested in the space at the bottom. To the extent that even though the inhalation comes in again, the movement of the breath comes in again, it doesn't interrupt the stillness that you might have found at the end of your exhalation. And as always, noticing if you're clenching, clinging in any part of the body in a parasitic kind of way. And taking a few more of these full breaths, lingering towards the end of the exhalation. And taking 3 more of these breaths. And as you finish your 3rd full exhalation, let go of all that discipline, let go of all the counting. Return to natural breath. Simply noticing how you're feeling. And it may be that you enjoy having your legs up on the chair and you want to stay here a little longer. Or it may be that you come off the chair and end your practice lying flat on the floor. Thank you very much for joining me. Do let me know how you find these breathing practices.